All right. We are live streaming
We are tentatively
tentatively. Do.
because because sometimes there are four of us, and even for me that might be a little much.
We wanted to make this party awesome, right? So come join the party. It's Spice It Up with Sandra. Welcome. I have returning guests with me, Carina Reeves. Welcome, my friend. How are you?
I'm super good. I'm so glad to be here. We are gonna have some fun tonight.
Oh, yes, we are. It's going to get hot in here. It's already hot, but it's going to get hotter.
I think I
Awesome.
might actually be blushing.
I've already been blushing because the topic, sex and energy. My gosh. This is, obviously a very powerful topic, a hot topic for all of us. So let's talk about the correlation of energy and sex.
Yeah. So I spent a year studying a tantra-based teachings. It wasn't classical tantra, but the deal with tantra is the word means to weave, and basically it's all energy. So it's not like there's sex energy and then there's I don't know, money energy, and then there's relationship energy, and then there's no, it's just all energy.
Yeah.
So the deal is you can play with it, you can move it, increasing your consciousness of it within a sexual experience can greatly amplify it. Just like being conscious of anything. If you're eating a piece of watermelon and you're like feeling every bursty, like amazing, juicy, gorgeous.
Wow, we should add some watermelon to the vibe.
Why I happen, no, I didn't have any.
You happen to have some?
Although food is
a great, instigator and playful. It's sensory. So you get that energy.
That's it. The minute you start tapping into your bodily experience, you are more deeply connecting your body with energy.
Yes.
It's like you, am I going to go there? Okay, I'm going to go there. It's like you put the pieces together.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm really blushing. This is funny.
Well, there's connection, and then we have to put the pieces together to make that connection, right? Humanly, physically, emotionally.
Yes, sensorially.
Ooh, great word.
Yeah. So one of the most powerful meditations you can do, or like the word meditation has so many different connotations, really, doesn't it? So it's not just emptying your mind. When you're in that like tuned in space, and the cool thing is like you both tune in, but you kind of like lean back and rest in the energy at the same time.
I love that.
Space is when you're really receptive. So doing something called a five senses meditation or five senses experience is incredibly powerful with yourself when you're imagining and wanting to call things in, with a lover when you're in bed and you lead them through them experiencing their senses in like a loving sexual way. It turns on more and more of you, and then that lets you integrate and connect with your sexuality more and more and more.
And I think that's really important, is the connection to our own sexuality, right? Sometimes, obviously there's times where it's rushed, and then other times it's true passion, right? And you feel that connecting, but we also have to connect with ourselves first. I think that's first and foremost. And I find that as we get older, or sometimes when we're perimenopausal or going through menopause, the sex drive is not there. So how do we increase that, Carina? That's the big question.
Yes, thank you. So I've been menopausal now. I've been in menopause for 3 years, 4 years. And I however you want to put it, I've been very lucky. I've been basically 0 symptoms. So that's been fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And, I started a new relationship 2 years ago. And when things are new, like, you don't have to think about anything, right?
Yeah.
Everything's just like, oh my God, this is so amazing. And when you've been in a relationship,
I'm 25 years later. So.
I'm going there, right?
Okay.
So the people who are polyamorous have a name for it. It's like new NRE, new relationship energy. It's like a thing, right?
Yeah.
So once that wears off, though, okay, yeah, I'm gonna go here too. Here's one of the secrets about the divine feminine, is that actually you are the first and the last person responsible for your turn on.
Ooh, you just went there. That is so true, though, when you really think about it.
And
Yeah.
there's a piece where, like, it becomes, well, do I have to do what he wants if I don't want to, or she, or do like, what's the other piece of that? Or like, what if something turns me off, or what if something hurts, or what have you? And that's where being in the place of tracking your own edge, like, I know edge is a thing for orgasming as well, but just in this sense, like the edge of like communication, asking for what you want, not from a place of like, have you read that Unbound book? I'm a little bit obsessed with it right now.
No.
It's Kasia Urbanak, I think her name is. And she used to be a dominatrix. And then at the same time, she was studying to be a Tibetan nun. Like, what is happening there? And she talks really, really eloquently and fascinatingly about a smush that women are in. You could call it Madonna whore, or the way she relates to it is the good girl who needs, gives to everyone, does everything right so she can be loved. Or the independent woman who also does everything. No, instead of the softness of like trying to get everything, the independent woman does everything but still doesn't need anyone.
Yeah.
And in the same way of the Madonna whore, we toggle, and there actually is less and less. There's like, this is us disappearing.
Right.
Like, we just disappear.
And it's easy to do so. Like, it is. It
is the water.
The good news is get inspired. Like, find resources. We have so many resources today to really get inspired to open up again, and feel that those closed doors are not closed forever.
They are not closed forever. They are not closed forever. And to be patient with yourself and your partner, that that there may be some leading and following, or or leading, or that in the same way that you maybe, the person leading had to be patient and find where they wanted to go next. That will possibly send some really big ripples of vulnerability. You might be changing. What you want of him or her might be changing. It might feel really in the same way that women are changing in society right now. And I don't know, like, society is freaking out. Like, society is freaking out because things are changing. And that's one of the most uncomfortable things. The beauty, I'm going to go to this place, the beauty about having it be in the bedroom is that there's actually, I have a wonderful, wonderful colleague and friend, and she teaches lingam massage. So she teaches penis massage, which is a part of the Tantra tradition. And the beauty about that is you are stepping into your role, I like to call it, as the creatrix. Like, you're not having, you get to, like, one of you gets to just receive. So in some ways it's like half of the figuring out the newness kind of just gets to relax. Right?
Love that. Yes.
And then she actually calls it taking the war out of men,
Ooh,
because
wow.
their whole lives they've been practicing keeping up their armor. For many men, only the bedroom is a place where they let themselves feel.
True. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. So when you can be in that space of allowing and gifting him that much, receiving pleasure can actually be really vulnerable. Have you
It
found
can
that?
be.
I found that.
Yes, it can be.
I
Absolutely.
find it
Absolutely.
extremely vulnerable.
Hmm.
I'm much more comfortable. Like it's much more comfortable for me to give the massage than to receive. For
Yes. Yes. And I think
that
for
part of my
a
edge.
lot of women as well, because we are always giving to others. So when it comes to us, right, we sometimes feel powerless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in that like good girl, independent woman
Hmm.
smush,
Hmm.
neither one is in a place of receiving.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Actually, men are built to give,
Hmm.
and women are built to receive. I mean, literally. And yet our society has turned that on its head, and it's made everyone confused and uncomfortable and frustrated.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. And hmm, yeah.
So coming back to what do we do to increase
Yes.
the connection to your sexuality, sort of through all those pieces, acknowledging vulnerability, acknowledging having trouble receiving, acknowledging um,
Mhm.
feeling caught in your life in spaces where there's no room for your desires, there's no room for you to express yourself. Within all of that, coming back to where I started with the five senses and with your body and with your experiences, that acknowledgement that all of your body is energy. And
Mhm.
so actually I believe that one of the gentlest, softest ways to increase your sexual experience is just to increase your connection with your body.
Yeah, I agree.
We do so much in our heads,
Yes.
so much up here. And
Yeah.
the catch 22, the cosmic joke, is that it does all start from like I also said we're responsible for it, but
Mhm.
practicing that connection, that noticing, that tracking of
Mhm.
what's happening in
Mhm.
your body,
Mhm.
then you start to invite the
Mhm.
energy to move in different ways, and we can go there
Mhm.
all in a minute, but you look like you have a question.
Yeah, well, what about the even just allowing, right? So, okay, yes, you could do some prep work. You could maybe, have a really nice bath and kind of prep yourself mentally that way and then step into your power. You could do those kind
Oh
of things.
no, oh no, 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 no. No, don't do
No,
that.
no, no. I'm talking about bringing the energy up and connecting.
I love it. I love you. No, don't step into your power. Don't step into your power. If anything,
Oh, I see where you're going.
happens often.
Mm,
When we step into our power, we get in our power poses, and actually, it's a way of
yes, that's true. Okay, well, let's go there. What about stress when we have things on our mind as well, right? Because that tends to hold us back.
yeah.
I know it does, but sometimes my mind is just wandering, right? And I'm like, okay, I'm not into this right now.
Of
Like, I need to get somewhere. I got to do something, right?
yeah, absolutely. And that's where the space of not prep work, I would say, but prep play.
Prep, play. Okay, that's fun.
And that's a beautiful way, especially in a long-term marriage or if you're living together or whatever it is. um,
Hmm.
that's something he can understand, that you can't be present when your
Hmm.
mind is worrying about the dishes and the dinner and the grocery
Yeah.
shopping and the
Yeah. Yeah.
that is not hot for anyone.
No, that's a hot mess.
Well, that can be hot.
That could be hot. Yeah. Yeah, you could put the little maid's outfit and make it hot.
There's something about the hot mess actually in a divine feminine way that lets you not be controlled.
Mhm.
Sexuality and orgasm is actually the opposite of control. It's
You
letting
have to let
go
go. Yeah,
of control.
exactly. If you hold on and like, yes, I want, it's not going to happen. Exactly. Let the sensories relax and go with the flow.
Go with the flow. And it becomes a dance then, right? It becomes a dance. So
Mm,
you're feeling what's in your body and all of your capacity. Sorry, I just backed up for a second. I was like, yes, but so all of your capacity
mhm,
as you start to become more conscious, as you let yourself tap into your body, as I like to call them micro practices.
mm,
So you can
mm,
practice being in that feminine connecting, being in your body, receiving
mhm,
all day long
mm.
as
I didn't
little
know that.
micro practice. Yes.
I didn't know that. Tell me more.
And it's especially when you're first getting started or just need a reminder because like life gets busy.
Yeah.
It's such a wonderful, when you start to feel that space, it's easier to get back into. It's easier to access when you're in a sexual space.
Mm-hmm.
And and then when you notice that you had stepped out of it, then you could also notice the gap. What pulled me away? Where was I pushing? Where
Right.
was I not trusting myself? Where was I in stress that something's not going to work out as opposed to flowing,
Mm-hmm.
allowing working itself
Mm-hmm.
out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so true. So notice the patterns, make note of it, and then adjust. Make the adjustments where you need to, and just let go.
Yeah, so in your words, I can hear there's both like, so notice the patterns and adjust. And that's like a very active step, but then you also recognize the letting go. And there's a part that can often happen when you are recognizing something new, where
Mhm.
you're like, you're honestly, it's your ego, it is for everyone, really wants to do something.
Yeah.
And letting that go, letting that unwind, letting yourself hold the discomfort of wanting to do something actually is a space to start leaning back. When you lean back and allow and
Mhm.
receive, that is the ultimate feminine space.
Ooh, nice. I love that.
Yeah, there's something else in that. So, yeah, so expanding your capacity with the discomfort of the habit. Honestly, most successful women are in their masculine most of the time.
I
And
believe
we're
it.
really fucking good at it. Am I allowed to swear? We're really good
Yeah,
at
absolutely.
it. Okay, good.
Yes.
I've been holding back this whole time.
Oh no, go for it. Go for it.
We're really good at it. We're
Yeah, it's true.
really good at it. But it takes a toll.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does for sure.
We're not built to last like that. Men are built to last like that. That's what testosterone does. It gives you the kapow.
It's like watching a cartoon here.
Right,
This is good
dragon.
energy. I love it. Um, yeah, that's true. And that's why I say we have to chill and surrender and find like those moments for ourselves and tune in with our bodies. That's what I meant by drawing the bath and making that bodily connection with ourselves. And then you can relax and lead into what you want to be leading into,
Yeah.
right?
And what I love as those spaces become more familiar to you, more familiar to someone,
Mm-hmm.
that you can actually have that same flow
Mm-hmm.
as you're making dinner. You can't have it if you're resenting making dinner. You can't have
Right.
it if you're not excited
Good.
about dinner. You
Yep.
can't have it if you don't think anybody's going to enjoy dinner.
That's so true.
But if you're like like honestly, the best food I make
Yes.
is always for my partner because he loves it. He
Right.
loves my cooking, and my cooking
Yes.
loves being adored, and my
Right.
cooking just tastes the best for him. It just does.
Yeah.
Because
Yes.
he loves on it, and
Yes.
I love
Yes.
it, and so it just is this beautiful
But the
cycle.
most powerful energy is love, right? So why are we not putting that love within? Because there is, let's talk about that gap. There are women who feel that their body or their self-acceptance or their self-love is not as equal to, maybe what their partner's asking for, right? So then it's not equal, it's not balanced.
You'll have to help me out. Do you mean that he wants sex more often, or he wants to do things she doesn't want to do? Tell me more.
Either or, it doesn't matter. The point is that she's not willing to reveal herself sometimes, so she holds back. She's not as letting go because she's maybe ashamed, put on some weight, whatever, not liking the cellulite this month, whatever, right? um for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And or it's something that you've carried for so long in your history and your mental state, in the back of your subconscious mind, and it's showing up.
Yeah, absolutely, all of that. And just to acknowledge, we live in a society that has not shifted yet. There are more and more pockets, but women have, there's an amazing woman I'm following. I actually know her from my tantra training, and she's exploring eating to nourish her body.
Mm.
And she's put on a lot of weight, and you can feel her relationship with her partner, who's also a coach, just like me and my partner are coaches,
Right.
that it can be the same situation, but with a different energy will change the situation. So if both people believe that women should look a certain way to be sexy, then that will show up. If both people believe that it's the most glorious thing to have a well-fed, happy, thriving, energized woman,
Yes.
you will just be both like, yeah, right?
Yes.
It's
Yes.
just all the difference.
Yeah, it's so true. So true. But I believe that women bring that notion of um uncomfortableness onto themselves sometimes.
Yes, but
So that's
it's the
inner
same
work that
thing.
needs to be done. Yeah. No,
It's
I'm just
the same thing.
yeah,
Like we all have the work because of the society that we live in. And
true.
each of us doing
So
this
true.
work will,
Yes.
this is actually, ripple down economics don't work, but this is actually a case where the us being our most happy, healthy, thriving,
Right.
fabulous selves
Yes.
is rippling out into the world. And
That's right.
here's a secret from my energy work.
Mhm.
Whoever has the stronger story wins.
Right. Right.
So that gift of doing the work on
Mhm.
yourself will
Mhm.
still affect the relationship
Yeah,
is true.
exactly.
And what you brought earlier about, well, what if he wants this and she doesn't want that?
Mhm.
Whenever one partner is pushing,
Right.
our automatic reflex is to push
The
back.
guard. Yes, for
So
sure.
that can be a really big and beautiful thing to unwind in counseling or with a coach, is
Yes,
to let,
definitely.
because whenever you're pushing, there's a
Mhm.
fear behind it.
Oh, for sure.
Like
For
if you
sure.
don't get that thing, you're going to be hurt. If you don't get that thing, you're not going to be happy. If you don't get that
Yes.
thing, she doesn't love you. If you don't get like whatever,
Yes, yes. So
right?
recognize it and do the personal growth to
Yeah.
unveil it. Absolutely. Because
Yeah. And with
it's so much
kindness and
better.
compassion, like when
Yeah,
people are pushing, it's because they're scared usually.
absolutely.
Yeah, so being
Yes.
compassionate for them, and it doesn't mean that you have to give it to them. Or even be angry, mad, upset, resentful, all the things.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So true.
Yeah, what just came up was also the women's desire to help you and I talked about this a little bit on a separate call,
Yes.
that women wanting to help is actually a distraction from feeling your own truth. So
Mhm.
being strong, I don't like the word strong, being grounded in your truth,
Mhm.
you become like one of those, kids still have those weeble wobble things that like you knock it down and it just bounces up, like it just
Oh yeah.
doesn't
Yeah.
affect
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
But if
Use that in the bedroom.
I'm not
There we
quite
go.
sure how, but I'm sure somebody has.
Right?
But if there's a belief in the woman, and I know that I struggle with this, especially with my kids, that they have to be happy before I can relax,
Oh yes. That was me
then
throughout.
it just gets
Yes,
everything all, it gets everything
definitely.
all weird and backwards. It just doesn't
That is
work.
so true. Yeah. If I look back at when my kids were younger, that was the case. They had to be settled and good before I could tune into myself.
Yeah.
Hmm. Or give love to others. The one.
To others.
Yeah.
Receive love from
And
others.
receive back. Yes. So let's talk about the energy of someone. Yeah, I mean, I know we're talking about this, but receiving that love back, the worthiness. What about that? There's a lot of energy in that alone.
Yeah. I mean, like you said earlier, the gift is that there's so many resources out there right now. And I was gonna say my plea, but I'll chill out and be like, my recommendation is to not be in push as you seek what what support would feel good,
Mhm.
and at the same time acknowledging that our ego pretty much never wants to change. So you may think that um, you want to feel your self-worth. I mean, of course. And
Mhm.
yet, if it was in alignment, you would
Right.
have it already.
Yes.
So there's some benefit of staying out of that space of truly believing and trusting your self-worth that
Mm.
has to be
Mm.
moved through, and it will be probably be uncomfortable.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah,
Hmm.
comfortable getting comfortable with discomfort is one of the most head scratching, powerfully allowing things. It's really, I'm just writing a meditation right now I had a really good name for it. It's about expanding your capacity for discomfort and moving through it. And I'm really excited about it, because being able to track the difference between my ego's uncomfortable or
Mhm.
this is a bad space for me
Right.
is is everything. Even especially in sex,
Yes.
right? Like if something doesn't feel good, you don't want to be worrying about, well, should it feel good? Should I just do some like power self-development right in this moment? Or should I push over it? Or should I ignore it? Or should I
Yeah.
just do it because then he'll be happy and then I can relax?
That happens often, right? For many people. Let's just get this over with, right? Which is because of what the other person wants in that moment.
It's like I can't hear you. Hang on.
There we
We were
go.
doing so good. Okay. Oh, there you
Yeah.
are. Okay. Say that again.
So that's what happens sometimes, right? In many relationships that we're doing things that we are not wanting to do, but we do them for the sake of doing them, right? Just
Yeah.
to keep the other partner satisfied.
Yeah.
So, like where
Do
do
you want to know what
we
I think about that?
Hmm? Yeah, I want to know what you think
Oh,
about
no.
that.
Yeah. Um, Two things pop into my mind. I mean, it's all connected. So everything we said up till now,
Yes.
and having um, having a sexual practice for a short period of time where you take things off the table. For example, no
Ooh,
penetration or no orgasms, or no, like where you like
yeah,
take things off the table so that
I like that.
so you can play.
No pressure.
So there's no
Oh my
pressure.
God, that's brilliant.
It's really, 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 really powerful. It's brilliant, and you get creative.
Yes. And I think that's important to
It
get creative,
it
spice it up, like spice it up with Sandra. It's getting hot in here. Whew.
it's hugely important. And like, let's remember, men have been raised to be valued
Yes.
for being studs and like
Mhm.
getting notches in those bedposts and like being the man.
Yes.
There's not a lot of
Okay.
hot vulnerability in that. Like, again, in the early parts of a relationship where there's like no problem, but after 20 years, you might, have some stuff other than be like,
Mm.
it might get, you froze again. Tell me when I'm back.
Are you
Tell me
back?
when I'm back.
Okay, we're back.
Yes, I see you. We're back. We're
Yes.
back.
So
We're back.
men, you were saying
Yeah,
men were,
it's a
yeah.
really powerful practice. So then when you take orgasm or penetration off the table,
Yes.
then they don't have to be pushing for that check mark in their self-worth either.
Yes.
Forget, men have huge self-worth issues.
Huge. Yes.
Huge. What happens for the feminine doesn't not happen for the masculine.
Mm-hmm.
It's happening for
Mm-hmm.
both of us. It's reflecting in each other.
Right.
Yeah. I had something else about
Taking the pressure off,
taking the
the
pressure off. Well,
difference of men and women.
oh, when there's things you don't want to do. Yeah. Um, that's taking the pressure off is the most powerful one I know. But the other one
Okay.
is to be using those sensations, to get lost in those sensations together.
Yes.
Even describing them. So one of the most powerful things that I do when I start to work with someone, and it sounds stupid easy and like you can just go do it. Like, here you go, first coaching session free.
Go try. Kids, try this at home.
Yes, no, actually,
Try it.
you can. It's to get into a meditative state. So that just means that you're like tuned in and open. The noise has fallen away from your mind a little bit, that you're able to
Yes.
sort of come into awareness of yourself and to just start to name. We would do it in partnered practices when I would do sisterhood circles. It's very powerful to be witnessed. You can do it with your partner and just start to name sensations in your body. So you want to name where it is and what the sensation is. And I cannot tell you it is for most women, they want to tell a story. Oh, this is what it is, and I got this from this, and this probably came from here, and I think I ate this, and I always get that, and I'm just no, none of it. Where it is,
Right.
and what it feels like. And what happens is when you go into story, you're up here. When you go into, I'm going to say it again because honestly, it can take a million times where I was thinking where it is and what it feels like. So, do you want to do it right now? So just notice how you are. Are you like kind of like notice your energy? Like, are you kind of like are you feeling bubbly? Are you feeling excited? Are you feeling nervous? Are you feeling anxious? Like, what would you say your flavor is right now?
I'm feeling really bubbly, really excited. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Beautiful. And then if you just maybe close your eyes for a second, if that feels okay. And we're just gonna just come to this new space where our eyes aren't connecting with our brains anymore. And I find usually most of us who have done some meditating, the first thing we start noticing is our breath. And just noticing where your breath is. Is it in your chest? Is it in your throat? Is it in your tummy? And then often just by the act of noticing, it'll start to slow. And inviting it to get even slower, maybe even putting a hand or both hands on your tummy. Then in your breath, come all the way into your belly. Good, it's starting to get quieter now. And so from this space, there's no right or wrong, just the first thing that you notice. What are some sensations you're feeling in your body? Where are they and what did they feel like?
I'm just feeling very relaxed in my shoulders, calming. Just have a few butterflies in my stomach.
Beautiful. So I invite you to say, I'm feeling butterflies in my stomach.
I'm feeling butterflies in my stomach.
Beautiful. And what else are you feeling?
Hot.
Where are you feeling the heat in your body?
Chest and upper body, like chest and face.
Mm-hmm. What else are you feeling in your chest and your face? Is there anything behind the heat?
Just expanding my lungs. My chest feels like it's expanding.
Mm.
Just noticing
Anything
that.
else you're feeling in your body?
Um, that's it. I just feel really relaxed.
Beautiful. So then staying in this for just one more minute, just invite you to drip that relaxation like honey into your body, starting from your toes. Just feel this golden relaxation winding its way through your feet, your ankles, up through your calves and your shins, this golden relaxed energy. Feeling it melt through your knees and your thighs, coming up to your hips. Feeling the bowl of your belly, your lower chakras, your sex organs, your bum, your lower back. Filling up the whole space of your core, your organs, your solar plexus, your lungs, your heart, your chest, your breasts, your collarbones, dripping over your shoulders and down your arms all the way to your fingertips. And then coming back up through your neck, all the way through your face and your ears and the back of your skull, pouring that liquid gold into your third eye, your beautiful brain, and out to the top of your head. And staying here for one more moment and just sharing if anything has deepened or relaxed or changed in any way from that practice. Is there anything you'd like to share about what you're noticing from this new space?
I just feel really open and actually cooler.
Mm.
Cool down.
Mm-hmm. And if your husband, your partner came and really gently touched your shoulder right now, or gently stroked your hair or caressed your cheek, would you feel open and welcoming to
Mm-hmm.
that?
Definitely.
And that took us what, 2-3 minutes?
Yeah.
Let yourself gently come back. No rush.
That's amazing. So nice to connect with ourselves.
It's all you.
Mm-hmm. That's so true.
And then from that much openness too, you can see the energy that he just wants to please you.
Yes. That
So
is
you sharing what would please you is actually a gift for both of you.
mm-hmm. Yes. Love it. Take notes, people. This is awesome. This is the secret for sure. I think we overthink it sometimes, or we just don't think about it at all. And
There
we
can
just
be
go
a
with
lot
the
of,
emotion. Mm-hmm.
yeah. And there can be a lot of pressure for
Yeah.
self-worth and self-care and doing all the things.
Mm-hmm.
And it can be a micro practice.
Yeah. I like that.
It can be that simple. And if you can't find it, then you expand
Mm-hmm.
to do to let me relax. Oh, am I frozen? There you are.
Yes, 1 second. Yeah. But even just to be really intuitive, like tune into that, right? Tap into it, tune in. Yeah.
Yeah. And I just made, I'm sure I've read a meditation with honey before. Honey's such a perfect, slow, sweet, amazing. Um, but I just made that up just then. So you can make up your own honey meditation. Like
Love it.
drip yourself in honey and picture it and taste it and smell it and
Mm-hmm.
let
Use
yourself
it
relax.
all over.
Use it all over. I recommend a base sheet.
Yeah, exactly. Right. That's awesome.
Oh no,
No, you're coming back. You're coming back.
I can hear you.
You can hear me? Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, this has been incredible.
Mhm.
Thank you for all this insight. I hope that the viewers can take something away from that. There's so many great nuggets here. It got really,
Yeah. And if there's any comments, feel free to,
yeah.
feel free to pop them in. I don't know if there's any right now,
Yeah.
but I would be happy to come back and check in over the next couple of days and see.
Yeah, we're getting some awesome comments. Yeah, absolutely.
And
For
if there's any
sure.
questions, feel free to
No
pop.
questions right now, but definitely feel free to pop your questions down below, comment. We'd love your feedback. And I think we're going to be back to do this again, Carina.
Maybe we could even, maybe we could hold some kind of like, I've been asked, but I've been holding back from like some kind of virtual women's circle, but it
Love
would
it.
be really lovely to lead
Yeah.
some practices to connect back, to feel that opening, to feel allowed to receive is actually groundbreaking, earth-shaking,
Mm-hmm.
that's enhancing.
Yes, I think we just need the guidance, right? I think women need the reminders, the guidance, and we have the resources, like you said before, but sometimes we just need someone to like point us in the right direction. So I love that. Yeah.
Yes, we're built for it after all.
Yeah, exactly.
It's one of the
Let's
strongest.
empower. That's what life is about. Taking in all the pleasures and all the sensories. So
Yeah, coming back to where we started, sex is
yeah.
energy, life is energy. We haven't even talked about moving sexual energy once you are in intimacy with your partners.
Ooh,
Yeah, it's all energy.
amazing.
So
So
playing
stay tuned, viewers. There'll be more to come. Thanks,
Thank you so
my friend.
much, Sandra. This is so much fun.
I'm waiting until you defreeze.
Thank
Okay, here we go.
you.
Thanks, everyone. Talk soon.
Okay. Oh.